Hetepu fam, peace and blessings. This is Derric RauKhu, and in this video, I kind of wanted to talk about something that has kind of been irking me for a little bit, and it basically deals with, a lot of the conditionings that we have. Let me, before I actually go into it, before I actually, kind of give my opinion of it, part of what kind of got me onto this was, I was looking at something and, as you know, Dave Chappelle has been in the news lately, because of his stand-up, his last comedy stand-up special. And a lot of people have been, there's it's very controversial. But one of the things that came up was him being married to, I believe him being married to a lady, and I believe she's Asian, okay? And that came up, and the thing that I found to be kind of interesting about it is that I believe it was Dr. Umar who said, who kind of brought up the question, or actually, he recanted something in regards to him being Pan-African, but can you be Pan-African by being married to another individual, being married to somebody outside of the culture and all that kind of stuff? And it kind of got me thinking about it, because what made me kind of think about this was the fact that people don't understand that we've all been Willie lynched. Okay, now for those of us, for those in my family who you don't know who Willie Lynch is, you may have heard about this term or heard this name or this saying before. Those of us who are in the Caribbean and what have you, and like I said, or Canada, you haven't heard about this. Willie Lynch is supposed to be, he was this individual. No one knows if it's a real individual or not. But Willie Lynch is this man who is believed to had created a systemized way of actually breaking and destroying the African family. Okay, and when I'm saying breaking, I'm talking about breaking the causing the rift between between the men and women, between breaking the entire family unit, creating, injecting the whole colorism issue, the whole house slave, field slave, all of that. This is all supposed to be attributed to Willie Lynch. And supposedly he wrote a letter basically, stating these are all the different things in which you can actually do to go ahead and cause this dissension within the community. All right. So, but like I said, the thing that gets me is that some people are up under the impression that if you are of a darker complexion, that the Willie Lynch theory, it didn't work on you, okay? Because maybe you're pure blood. Or that if you are of a lighter complexion, lighter brown skin complexion, or even lighter complexion, oh, well, you must be this type of individual. You must be, you was in the house, you're a house Negro or house slave and all that kind of nonsense, This also goes ahead and ties into this whole thing about being Uncle Tom's and all that kind of stuff. And like I said, the whole colorism and everything. And the thing that gets me is that people don't seem to understand we've all been Willie lynched, okay? we've all had this same influence. We've all had some, in some shape, fashion, or form. Okay. If you, let me rephrase it, let me put it like this. If you went to church for a considerable amount of time, you've been Willie lynched. Okay. Um, the whole thing, the whole concept of Willie Lynch exists throughout the African diaspora. Okay, colorism is a big issue in the Caribbean. Okay, and we have to, and like I said, it's a big issue in the Caribbean. It's a real big issue in, Afro Latin America. And we have to go ahead and understand and accept the fact that this is something that has occurred to all of us. We've all been influenced by this. We've all been influenced by these negative, this negative racist ideology, and all of it. We've all been influenced by it. This is the point, or the reason why we should be involved in the whole Kemetic spirituality. Okay? Because Kemetic spirituality looks at it from a different perspective, looks at, views us from a different perspective. And this is the importance of actually being involved in it. Okay? I mean, you gotta think about something. When people went ahead and they voted for Obama, for instance, the reason why they voted for Obama, I heard a lot of people say this, the reason why they voted for Obama was because Obama was black. And now that Obama is, he basically, he did his thing and all that kind of stuff. Here it is 8 years later, people went ahead, oh, well, Obama, he really didn't do this. But here's the issue. That right there kind of goes to show you was affected by Willie Lynch if you went ahead and you voted for Obama because of him being black. Okay? Because a lot of times people are going ahead and they're confusing the fact that because of someone's complexion, it has something to do, because of their complexion, because of who they associate with or whatever, it has something to do with their heart. And you can't know an individual's heart except for based upon their actions. All right. And until you actually, investigate and research and all that kind of stuff to really know that individual's heart, there really is no way for you to actually know who that individual is. However, if you're dealing with, spirituality and you approach it from a spiritual perspective, you know that individual's heart. See, and hear me out when I'm saying this. If we was really into our stuff and we did readings like like the kind of people we're supposed to be, if we did readings, if we did a reading before Obama went in here and, Obama's in, in the whole office and there, all that kind of stuff, or he's running, if we did readings on that, we would have known from the get-go, oh, okay, hey, guess what? I know this. I know he looked like that joker don't have our interest. It would have came out like that, okay? We could have went ahead and we could have done the exact same thing every time a situation comes up. If we just went ahead, we threw some, threw our shells and everything, pulled some cards and whatever, we could have got an idea of what's going on before, we end up getting, railroaded like we've constantly have been done. All right. And, like I said, the reason why I'm saying that is because I keep seeing there, historically, there are people who have made some major contributions to, our well-being, to, our cause and everything. But because they're not fitting the quote unquote, what do you call it? Because they're not fitting the quote unquote, puzzle piece here, we go ahead and we're like, oh, okay, well, they're not for us, based upon, these superficialities, such as the color of their skin or the person they're married to and all this other kind of junk. You know, I mean, it wasn't too long ago. What was it? A few years ago, when what was the guy's name? Nate Parker. He does a movie about Nat Turner, and people just basically went ahead and ran him up and down the pole and everything. Oh, because okay, well he's married to he's married to a Caucasian lady. I mean, really? I mean, I even once heard somebody say that the president, the first president of Ghana, I believe, Kwame Nkrumah. Oh, okay. Well, he's not really a Pan African because he was married to he was married to I believe I forgot. I think she was Russian or whatever. But I'm sitting up here like, are you freaking kidding me? I mean, I get what you're saying. I understand that, but you got to look at it from another perspective, and the whole point, if you're dealing with it from a spiritual perspective, is so that you can go beyond that. All right? Because if not, you're letting these superficialities go ahead and prevent you from actually progressing. Okay? And like I said, we should not be judging anybody. Shouldn't be judging anybody. I mean, we should understand that if we're judging anybody, if we're looking down on anybody because of whatever choices they've done and all that kind of stuff, that has to do with their personal life, okay, that or things that are outside of their control, such as, like I said, the complexion of their skin and who they associate with, and all these other superficialities in regards to what quote unquote makes them black. If you're going ahead and you're doing that, then you need to understand you have been Willie lynched. And it is, and from a Kemetic perspective, the whole thing of Willie Lynch is basically, it is set in, okay? And if you remember the story of Osir, Set basically cuts up all the body parts of Osir. In other words, in regards to what we're talking about here, he is the one that creates all these differences, and separates everybody based upon the silliest things, and have you at each other's throat, have you prevent you from coming together like you should in order for you to build. Okay? We as spiritual individuals, we as gods and goddesses, we need to look past that. We need to be coming together. You shouldn't be joining with anybody. You shouldn't be coming together with anybody if you ain't doing no readings in the first place. So, again, that's just my 2 cents. I just wanted to go ahead and I just wanted to put that out there because, like I said, just getting tired of hearing that nonsense. Like I said, we got all kind of family out here. In fact, I mean, think about it. Marcus Garvey went ahead, he sets up the Black Star lineup, and the Black Star, cruise ships and everything, cargo ships and all that. And it went all over. Okay. The whole plan was to go ahead and connect to Africa, to the Caribbean, not just Jamaica, but we're talking about Jamaica, Cuba, and other areas in South America and so forth, and come back to the United States. Now, I understand that I understand why it's such an issue, okay? But like I said, as people who are involved in spirituality, as people who are claiming and alleging to be gods and goddesses, we should not be letting this nonsense hold us down and prevent us from actually doing the things that we're supposed to be doing. Like I said, we should be doing readings all the time whenever we're dealing with anybody. And it shouldn't be based upon, this person is this and this person is that. We should be going ahead and doing readings in the first place to go ahead and see, to understand, is that individual's heart? Does that individual, are they for me or are they not for me? All right. So, like I said, I just wanted to go ahead and I just wanted to drop that. This is, like I said, that's my 2 cents. Again, if you got any comments and you got any questions or so, hey, feel free to drop me a line. Till next time, thanks again for liking, sharing, subscribing. Till next time, Hetepu. Peace.
Let me just take it on. Let me just take it on to the house. Come on, Tigolo, be strong. Be strong, Tigolo. Be strong. Just take it home.